And good morning, or good evening to you all over in the States. It is a lovely, beautiful day, quite warm for the season, and quite nice. So today I am going to ponder a little bit about the uh, the third studio habits that of the five that are quite important to holding to supporting your creative practice, whatever that creative practice is. We're going to talk about an art studio because that is what I do, but you can take these same habits and incorporate it in anything that you're doing. It could be your kitchen for cooking or baking or whatever it is that that you love to do, that lights your fire. That's your creativity. That is the spark that holds your interest, that makes you feel joy, that calms you, all of that. So it doesn't have to be an art studio. You don't have to be painting paintings, but that is how we're going to go about these ideas. So habit number 3, once you have established that studio space, once you have created consistent work hours, then we need to keep that space organized. So it's coming into your studio and having a clean, fresh space that you can come in and immediately come into that balance and center. So if you're coming into your studio area and everything's all over the place, your mind cannot quite connect. And it has been one of the more difficult things for me to do. And of course, obviously, there's no perfection here. So sometimes things get pretty messy in here, and I cannot paint. I cannot write. I cannot do anything that because I am not in a state of balance, and I need to have things cleaned. I need to have them organized. I need to have them everything put in its place and space open. I mean, I have walked into homes that, people who have everything that anybody has ever given them, and there's so much stuff in their space, in their living room, in their homes. Hardly any space, hardly any open wall space, just stuff on the walls and stuff everywhere, that it is really hard for me. I don't know how they manage to keep everything clean. And, I mean, it must take them a day to go dusting all of those things, all those objects. Some people love that and it gives them comfort. I'm not saying don't, if that's your thing. I can't work that way. I need blank walls. I mean, even here in my studio, I don't have all of my stuff all over the place because it's a small space and I need some open, clear walls. I can't do it that way. It makes me it makes my mind get all jumbled. And uncomfortable. So I come into my space and clear off, and just keep things organized. And I'm going to go and talk about Fly Lady again, flylady.net, who I happened to come upon some years ago. Ooh, I guess about 15 years ago, perhaps. Happened to come across her back, and in that day she was doing an email newsletter, that's an email subscription thing. And what she does is pulls you out of the perfection mode and just doing the good enough. I talk about that quite a bit, and it's due to her process about helping people like me keep their house clean. And it's not about being difficult about it or being anal about it. It's more of letting go of the perfectionist idea and putting routines in place, putting basic, very simple routines in place. And if you do just the basics of three things that you do in the morning every morning, three things you do in the afternoon, and three things you do in the evening before you go to bed, you come to a place where you wake up in the morning and your house is clean. It's not spick and span. That we don't care about that. Everything is put in place. So you wake up and you feel, it's nice in here. The same kind of principles I brought into my studio practice, because if I hadn't done that, it would be a mess in here and I would never come in. I just wouldn't be here, because I cannot calm down and balance and focus and open to that creative energy that I love, that just makes me excited about being here, about this YouTube channel, about creating, about painting. All of it just comes together and I love it. So keeping your studio organized is, it's one of those vital foundational habits that we need to put into place so that your creative home, which is in here, right? And here especially, but also in here, can flow more freely. So, for me, what I do is I'll come in and do my things, and then I make myself immediately clean it up, because when I don't, then one thing can pile on top of the other, and then really quickly things get out of hand. So I'm pretty adamant about it. Not always, come on, there's no perfection here. There's stumbling, and who cares, right? It's the matter. What happens is when you fall off the wagon, the organized wagon in this case, is you let it go. You don't beat yourself up for it, and then you get right back on it and just keep going. And it's reaching that level of creating these habits. And I mean, they say it takes about 30 days, right? Between 20 and 40 days, I think, for it to actually become a new neural pathway in your brain. That is something that you just naturally follow. So it's not like you make the decision today and tomorrow it's all done and perfect. No. You have to practice it and work it and develop it and help it grow. Nurture your new idea, your new intent, a new goal. You have to nurture it. And keeping your studio tidy uh, and beautiful so that when you do come into your studio space, you're like, again, I'm so happy to be here. So that's about it. Today I am doing my filming and hopefully editing and uploading. Fingers crossed. I've got some of the filming done, but not all of it. And hopefully I can get it up today. Today is the day that I like to upload and put that through. So, that's the plan for today. I am working on keeping myself more focused on the things that I need to do rather than spreading my focus outwards to all the other things that I need to do today and that I want to do. Like, for example, creating the main meal. Today in Greece, we eat around 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. That is the main meal. And then, dinners tend to be much less. So I need to do that, and it is something that I do love to do. So, but when I have two separate focuses during my day, I oftentimes lose it. I lose one or I lose the other, and it's difficult for me to share two separate channels of energy throughout my day. And it is who I am, and some people are really good at it. I envy you, but I can only do what I can do, right? That good enough. That's good enough. So thankfully, I got half of that stuff done because I got up at before 6 this morning and I cleaned the house. I did, I took care of those things, the things that I'm not excited about. I mean, just cleaning the house, mopping and sweeping and mopping and shaking out the rugs and things. Not very exciting, but it makes me feel good when when I go out to make my second coffee and it's keeping my home organized in a very, very casual, loose kind of way. Again, I'm not talking about getting nitpicky. Like, I'm the type, if I start cleaning my kitchen, I haven't got the idea of just being good enough, I will go in and like start scrubbing with the toothbrush, this and that, and getting lost in scrubbing the stove, right? Or, like how you do that with it, you put the soap on and you're like scrubbing this and then getting every little tiny thing. I mean, I get into that whole perfectionist thing and it's bad. It's bad. Stay away from it, especially in your studio. Stay away from it. Good enough, good enough, good enough. Just be there. Just draw something. Just paint something. Just do something and let it be good enough. And if you remember, those of you who came with me on the lemon challenge, yeah, that's the reason. You give yourself an hour or 50 minutes or 45 minutes or a half an hour to paint something or to draw something, and you do it, and when the time is up, you put your pen down, your pencil down, your paintbrush down, you're done. And it really helps practice good enough. It really does. And so those are the things on my mind today, keeping my studio space tidy, organized, so that when I come in here, oof, I can relax and enjoy, because I love it in here. I love it in this tiny little studio on this tiny little Greek island. You guys, I'm so happy that you are here with me. Thank you so much. We have today's Zoom meeting at 6 o'clock our time here. So go on over to the channel, the community channel members, and get the link. It's the same one. I believe it should be the same as last time, but just in case, because I'm not good with these things, just in case it isn't the last one, you'll know where to find it. And I'll see you all. Tea time. For me, it'll be wonderful. Have a beautiful, beautiful day today. Be inspired. Be creative. Be you. Take care, everyone. Bye.